Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today with a flip through of my latest journal, The Broad Highway. So this book is a 1911 old book, so beautiful. It is called The Broad Highway, and it says here on the front in this embossed kind of necklace with a gold heart, "He who mine heart would keep for long shall be a gentleman and strong." And it's by Geoffrey Farnell. I've stitched on some nice brown crochet lace to the, it's got a really nice picot edge. I've put it on the whole spine because I just thought it looked quite nice with the overall color of the book, because the book is like a weathered bluey green with some brown tones to it. It's an old book, and here on the spine I have added an eyelet here, and this is jute, and then I've added one of my daughter's treasures that she has collected for me, which is a little sprig of extremely young acorns, and it's a very, I'd say, hardy piece of branch, so I don't think it's going to break in any way. I've added it there. Then on the back of the journal we've got a little bit of gold here and there, little bits of magic, and then it says Tanglewood. And Tanglewood is the kit that I've used as part of making up this journal from Miles Beyond the Moon. She's one of my favorite digital designers on Etsy, and let's just jump on into this book because I'm pretty excited about it. I should also mention I did my kind of faux rustique kind of technique here. I have not shared it yet, but I will eventually. So this closes via bronze eyelets on the front and back, and some vintage seam binding. So on the inside, the end papers are made with this green velveteen paper. So where you see the pattern, it's velvet. And hopefully you can see this vintage image of this girl here casting a shadow, holding onto some peonies, just sitting and laughing in the grass. This is an old 1950s photo. I have stitched on a crow feather that I found recently on my walk, and the feather has been washed completely. It's completely clean, and I've stitched it on there. And inside this pocket is a really special old postcard. It's so beautiful, and on back it's got the writing there. It's from 1901, and it was sent to Eddie Sloan. "When are you going to answer my last letter? Now or never? How is it? And you getting along?" Sent you 2 photos and a letter of "Babs, don't laugh." So cute. So that was sent to Linton, Ontario. So she just goes right on in here. I'm going to put her the other way so that we can see her face. And then the book begins with Tanglewood Tales, which is from the digital kit from Miles Beyond the Moon. And this little mushroom tag here. This tab is on cabbage dyed paper, and it says Song of the Stars. On the back sides of all of the pages of the kit, like anything digital really, you're going to see it is gold and blue, tiny little sprays there. So that's my own hand dyed paper, hand painted paper. This is a kit that I just came up with as a little gift for my Patreons. It is from a very old set of plates that were wildflowers of America, and they were from, I believe, 1901, and they were these really large framed plates that I bought. So I just did a bit of research on them. I removed them from the frames, and I resized them to be these double-sided smaller pages, and then I've inked them up and made a digital with them. So if you're on my Patreon and you haven't noticed, they are there. This is the New England Aster. This is just some watercolor hand painting, and a little pocket here with these cute birds on some fun paper with maple seeds. And this is the original book title page for The Broad Highway, and I've done a little collaging with some threads and things here, and a little fairy from the kit. Another spritzed page with little mushrooms and some gilding. This is a little Victorian tea card that I made. It says Deep into the Woods. And we have this vintage botanical with a dragonfly, a little tag here. More hand painting on my digital, the flowering raspberry. More cabbage dyed paper with some of that lovely crochet lace. More spraying. This is eco-dyed fabric that I've stitched down the side. We have a little specimen label here on this pocket. And this is a little old poem from an old book. This book here, in fact, that I'm using as a glue book. And it says, "And I have lived to prove that fading flowers are life's best joys, and all we love and prize. That chilling rains succeed the summer showers, what bitter drops wrung slow from elder eyes." And we have here a dandelion up close. It's one of the giant dandelions that I recently processed in a video, and I've used some seeds of it actually in this journal. This is the original bookplate of The Broad Highway by Geoffrey Farnell, and this is one of Miles Beyond the Moon's paper dolls. Here's the 1911 copyright page, and this is the digital. That's a page from the digital, and I've added some gold lace here as a tab, a little tag from a mushroom, and some cabbage dyed paper, the mountain azalea, just some fun little doodling, and a little gold tag. Here I've stitched some organza. This is another page from the digital, and this is one of my little botanical designs. Rose mallow, and some cabbage dyed paper, more spritz paper. Another beautiful page from the kit with this butterfly, and this pocket here has an original page from the book and this beautiful deer tag, and it just pops in there, and this flips open for a little secret writing space. This beautiful pocket with some vintage botanicals on this tag, and there's our deer again, Roi de la Forêt, the king of the forest, and a little tab of fabric. This is a little double specimen slide that I made. It has a violet and a butterfly on this side, and then a moth and another little plant on this side, and it's on coffee dyed paper. These are both eyeletted. Both connections are eyeletted. Sunflower, and on this side we have a belly band, lots of gilding. And then in here, this is from a nature book, has a little fabric stitched on top, and on this side we have a lovely old poem that I won't read to you, but there's a little flower there, and it opens up for journaling space, and it just tucks on into the belly band here. And then this is another beautiful page from the kit, and this envelope is also from the kit. It's really pretty. Inside we have this cute little journal card of these deer. So that just attaches here on this beautiful page with a rusted paper clip. And some illustrated silver stars. Another of my digitals, the water lily. Coffee dyed paper, some spritz paper, a little cluster that says "Impart Curiosity." This says, had never seen a fairy, and we have a frog here with a little fairy behind this lily. And that's another beautiful page of the kit. And then here are those dandelion seeds that I have trapped under here. And I've stitched a leaf and some lace up top. This is a lace belly band with some fairies from the Miles Beyond the Moon kit. And then a page of beautiful butterflies, the blue butterflies. A sprayed and cabbage dyed page. This is High Bush Blackberry from my digital. And then this is from the Miles Beyond the Moon kit. It is this lovely cabinet card, mushrooms on the back. And when you pull out the cute little journal card inside, you see behind there's some lovely 1771 text. And that's the journal card with that cute little chipmunk. I actually had a really lovely encounter this week with a little chipmunk on a walk. I think people in the who walk the graveyard like I do, I think some of them feed peanuts to the chipmunks. I don't do that because I think it's good that they stay wild. Some deer, and I've stitched some of my eco-printed fabric on the side, and it has one of these fun little magical beads with yellow crystals inside the glass. Spritzed paper. This is a digital of an old photograph from my collection here of this beautiful lady. And I've collaged with fabric and book page, and we have a mushroom back here. And then this is a music tablature card, and I just kind of modified it and made it a fun little like journal tag with a flap at the back. This is just a collage with some hand drawing. Because your little petals blowing down by the 100 will make beautiful confetti. It's from an old book. Jacob's Ladder or Greek Valerian. Some cabbage dyed paper. Love is like magic, and it will always be, for love still remains life's sweet mystery. And then we have a little collage here. It's a tuck spot, the Windsor Forest back there, and this journal tag. This is a little collage that I did. His forehead, misfortune, a theatrical manner. And we have this little moth on his forehead. And then this is some green burdock, and I've added a little poem. The sunbeams danced upon the waves and played along her side, and through the cabin windows streamed in ripples of golden light that seemed the ripple of the tide. My daughter recently got her first burr in her hair, and I used to do that all the time as a child, and I now realize why my mother was always so fanatical about me staying away from burrs. Because that's a half hour to 45 minutes I'm not getting back of brushing hair. Carolina Jessamine, some hand painting and sketching. This beautiful page is from the kit. It says, as a still brook within the woodlands green. And held on with a rusty paper clip is this postcard that I made. It's also been rustically treated here. I have this fun technique I really enjoy doing. And it's got a stamp back here. It just kind of gives like a more, gruff look to the pages. And I didn't do it on all sides this time. I just did it on top because I was like, that looks really cool. Another spritzed page, and then over here we have Tangle Tales, another wonder book, Nathaniel Hawthorne. So that's part of the digital. It looks like it's from probably an old book that is, now within the public domain. And this is a little painting of skunks, the mom and 3 babies, and the mom has a little wooden clothespin on her nose. I just thought that was so cute, so I wanted to include it. Black-Eyed Susan. This is a little 49 in Market vellum leafies, and I just made like a little moon up here with some gilding wax on my spritzed paper. These 2 pages go together, so this is a pocket that I collaged, and then it goes with this page of the kit, and it's just a nice little spread with some vintage botanicals there for a tag to write on. Some spritzed and coffee dyed papers. The Western Red Lily from my kit, a little gilding and collaging. This says Faithfully Collected, and this talks about the good and bad in herbs, and it shows stinging nettle, foxglove, and deadly nightshade. And this tag is inside. The page and the tag are both from the kit, as is the little Faithfully Collected label. And then this is from a vintage botanical book, and I just made a tuck spot for another of the Miles Beyond the Moon envelopes. So pretty, with a maple seed on the back there, and it has this little journal card inside. And that's a Tim Holtz image. Oops. Pop, 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 pop. Almost. There we go. And some vellum paper with blue leaves. Beautiful image of a tree, a little seed there on spritzed paper, and this tucks in, and we have some beautiful colors that go with this. This page just flips in. More of the leafy vellum and some spritzed paper. This is a page from the kit from Miles Beyond the Moon, and this is from a vintage botanical book. It's the Buttercup family, some fabric stitched on top. It says, everything is possible to love. And then this was a fun experiment that I did. I don't know if you watched the video from, I don't know, a couple weeks ago now, where I had a bunch of leftover aqua colored paint and a plastic bag. I threw the paint inside the plastic bag, smooshed it together, and allowed it to dry for a couple of weeks. And now it's this beautiful overlay that I used on top of a doll here, and added some lace, and this says Matchmakers. It's book page. Rock Penstemon, also from my kit. This is coffee dyed paper, mushroom on some spritzed paper. This is all from Miles Beyond the Moon, and so you'll see the same image down here. This is a journal card. It's been magnetized, so it sticks there and you can kind of play with it, and I just thought it was fun that they could pop off the page. And here it is. Here you can see the magnet, but I've gilded it like it's kind of a planet, and I've added a little bit of lace here. It's a little circle of lace, and then there's these little dots in kind of a figure 8 that go around. It makes them a little celestial. The Blue-Eyed Mary, some mushrooms. This is a belly band with trees and fun blue and green paint swatches back here from Miles Beyond the Moon. And this is a little mouse in a little nest with all sorts of yarn and threads and such all stitched around. Just a little journal card. This pops out and it says Miscellanea. This little card here opens up and you can write something there, and it's a tuck spot for this old New Brunswick Village Historique Acadian Nouveau Brunswick. So New Brunswick in Canada is a province, in case you weren't aware. It's from 1977 Ferme Robichaud, 1825 Robichaud's Farm. So it's a depiction from 1825 that was mailed in 1977 to Harold Yost of Ottawa, Ontario. Dear Aunt Florence, we just returned from the Maritimes, and so on. And then this is a little image from Mab Graves. She's a wonderful artist. This was a piece of like a material that I got when I ordered a print from her, and it came in the package. This is a little Rolodex card that I've done collaging and spraying and dyeing. This is a paper doll journal card from the Miles Beyond the Moon kit with this little girl in a teacup here, this little fairy. And this is one of these very special playing cards that I just found that are authentic Art Nouveau, kind of like 1920. They're gold and yellow and black, and on back they have these stickers that says Your Wish. I think that they were modified a long time ago to be like tarot kind of cards, and yeah, they're just really, really cool. So I wanted to put one of those in there too as just a treasure. I think I'll be hoarding them. And this is one of my little illustrations of peacocks and mushrooms that I did for a project, and it's on Patreon, that whole kit. And this is a collage tag that I made. The Mountain Laurel, coffee dyed paper, spritzed paper. This is a little tuck spot here. This is all Miles Beyond the Moon. And then this is a little bookmark. It's really lovely. It's got like a thatched kind of treatment to it. It says, "Every moment is a fresh beginning." T.S. Eliot. Oh, and this is from, I should mention, so a while ago I bought this collection of ephemera from an auction by the foot and mouth painters, the mouth and foot painting artists. So this is original mouth painted by Yu Chin Lin, mfpacanada.com. So there's a society of people who paint, not with their hands, but with their mouths or their feet, people who are other abled that, use many different ways to be creative. So I really love that. And this has a gold organza tab here. This is some beautiful tulips from a vintage seed guide, and we have one of the labels from Miles Beyond the Moon, some spritzed and cabbage dyed paper, and then just a little jelly printed and collaged journal tag that I made. Wild Rose. This little pocket here with this journal card inside. And then on the other page we have this little fairy, and this image is all from Miles Beyond the Moon. Specimen label and tag. This is a collaged card that I made. This was a Tim Holtz image, and I added some wings from the Miles Beyond the Moon kit and made a tuck spot. And it has this fun journal card inside that has a rub-on and a little butterfly over there too. Some fun paper. Pineland blueberry, cabbage dyed paper, spritz paper. This is some heat treated fun organza that I've stitched on the side. It's kind of iridescent. This is a little pocket here, and this is some really fun paper from Inked Paper Art on Etsy. It is cabbage dyed with lace. And that lovely page. And then this is my seal here at the back that has my signature and the year, and I've added some little feathers there. So that is the end of the Broad Highway. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I really enjoyed this journal. It's been very magical to me over the last few days. I've been having lots of time to myself, just kind of working away on it. I will be back though with some more creative videos and stuff and sharing some things with you. Until then, I hope you are very well. I do believe this journal is spoken for, but in the event that it's not, it will appear in my Etsy shop. So if you follow me on Etsy, that's the best way to see this journal. So have a great day and bye for now.